What a great tournament again. They must have heard about
What is special There's food? There are people. Welcome to the Ladner Pioneer Library. My name is Jillian McLeod. For those of you that I haven't met or seen this mug in the paper, I'm the manager for the Delta Libraries. And I get to travel around and work all through Delta. I'm also one of the planning partners with the Welcoming Communities Project, who are bringing us this program tonight and many others like it over the past year and a half or so. We're pleased to say that we're exploring how to use some new funding to keep these kind of programs going in Delta, to help us learn more about each other and what we bring to this amazing place from so many parts of the world. A few housekeeping tidbits before we begin. This is where I get to get the closest I've been. I've been like this my whole life, you know. When I was little and wanted to be a flight attendant, I was told very gently that might not be the best career for me, but now I get to channel my inner flight attendant. Emergency exits. We have a pilot here. There we go. I was giving that direction for many years, and then I learned that it's more important for us to recognize where we're together. So that we can make sure we're all out. So in the dark, just so you know, we're very fortunate here to have a gazebo across the way in the park that we can all stand under. So that's the place to go, okay? There's safety there. Bathrooms, just around the corner here, as well as at the front of the library. And fortunate here, we don't have to give you a key to get in. And as a more formal welcome, as with every event that I host, I acknowledge our First Nations partners on whose ancestral land we stand. Here in Ladner, it is the Tsawwassen First Nation, and we're very grateful to have them as a planning partner as well with our welcoming communities to be the formal welcomers of people to Delta. So I should be quiet now, and I'll sit down and enjoy the many speakers we have. Oh, I want to say one more thing. We have many of us as planning partners. Those are those of us who get paid to do other jobs, and we get together and talk and plan and talk too much probably. But then we have the wonderful pleasure of actually hiring staff who do the work for us. So people like me get to stand up and, welcome, welcome. But the people who are actually doing the work, I just want to give a huge note of thanks to our staff. Marianne Arif is our project coordinator. Here, Gurpreet is our events coordinator. She's probably doing her job.
She's
doing her job. She's responsible primarily for our events. So just a round of applause to thank for our. And a word from another of our planning partners. Thank you, Gurpreet. Doug, who many of you may know from Delta Assist.
Thank you. This is the second night. We had a night last night at the North Delta, at Mackey Library in North Delta. We had a room that was full just like this, and it was such an enjoyable evening. And we're part of the Welcoming and Inclusive Communities Program, which is a program that is funded by the federal and provincial governments, and it's around helping us understand who's living with us, who we're living with in our community. And we're looking at ways of including people that sometimes don't ordinarily participate in various things. So over the course of the project, we've had walks in the park, we've had hikes, we've had presentations, we've done all sorts of different things that really try to attract people to come together in new ways. And we try to support people who are coming to live in Delta. And those of you who've lived in Delta for a long time know this is a terrific community. It's a wonderful, wonderful community, and it has lots of diversity. And one of the things that we've really learned, and I've learned especially, is that we have so much more diversity than I even thought. And I want to acknowledge our community partners. We have the Fraser Valley Regional Library. We have the Progressive Intercultural Community Services, PICS, which is the lead host agency of our program. We have Delta Assist Family Community Services, Collaborate Delta, Earthwise Society. We have the school board, the Chamber of Commerce, and what have I missed? I don't think I missed.
Chamber of Commerce?
No, I got Chamber of Commerce. I always forget one. We've all come together to plan and to talk about the diversity in our community and how best to connect with people in a more meaningful way. And this is one of those nights. And I'm so glad you're all here. I think you're in for a wonderful, wonderful evening. So thank you for coming. And I think afterwards we'll have some food.
Yeah.
Food afterwards. So.
Or we can take a break in between.
Yes, as Jillian said, you know what? That's the one thing that brings everybody together, isn't it? Is food. So thank you so much for coming, and I hope you will really enjoy this evening. Thank you.
George Mackey Library in North Delta, and tonight here, we are really happy to see great turnout in Delta. So we are not gonna, I'm not gonna take much time. We have a jam-packed, exciting evening tonight. We are gonna go to our first presentation by Michael Liang. But before that, I wanted to remind you to fill out the feedback forms that we had sitting on your seats. And also, if you haven't put down your name for the door prizes, please do so, because we have wonderful prizes to give away. So, Michael, are you ready for your presentation?
Yeah.
Come on up, please.
Okay, thank you for coming, and thank you to give me the chance to stand here, yeah, to introduce myself and my family and our culture, yeah. Myself and my family landed here, Canada, 4 years ago. So yeah, I'm a settlement worker to help the immigrants. And before that, I used to be a lawyer in China. I have been a lawyer for 14 years. And before that, I was a student advisor in university. So that's my history. Yeah, today I'd like to introduce some Chinese food and the spices we use, and one Korean food, kimchi. Chinese food is dumpling. Because my family is the Chinese people and Korean people combination. Yeah, my wife is Korean. Her first language is Korean. My first language is Mandarin. So she was my classmate when we were in the university. So sometimes it's unfair because when my wife was dreaming, she speaks Korean. I don't understand any words, but she understands me. So, and yeah. And now it's in the period of Chinese New Year. We call Lunar New Year or Spring Festival. Yeah, look at the beautiful lantern and that decoration. Yeah, I bought. Yes, this is my collection. Yeah, Chinese Lunar New Year start from January 3rd. At the end of January this year, and it will be lasting 15 days to February 15th. So now it's still in the period of Chinese New Year, and the February 15th is the 15th day of the first month of Chinese New Year. And it's called Lantern Festival. So Chinese New Year from the first day to Lantern Festival is totally 2 weeks. Yeah. And this coat, yeah, it's my only coat have Chinese this style. Yeah, look at the color, it's round, and the pattern is dragon, and the pocket, and especially the man-made button. Yeah, it's, we seldom put it on because when we were in China, we are so busy in the big city. Yeah, we have no such time to think, to learn about our culture. But now here, yeah, we should.
Before you forget it.
Ethnic group should keep their culture. I think we should be a beautiful garden and not just grassland. I think. These. This is a typical Chinese family, but it's not my family. I get it from somewhere. Yeah, look at the smallest child, only one, because China now only the Chinese people only controlled by the birth control policies. So each couple only have one child. If you get more, you will be fined. You will be.
How much?
I'll tell you. I have 2 kids.
Yeah.
So the second one I paid to the government. They called social raising fee. Social raising fee. But I registered her far away to the hometown, so it's cheap. If I register her in Beijing, I was living in Beijing for 20 years. I have to pay $40,000. So expensive.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Installment.
So
The policy works.
Live here in Canada.
Okay. We have a custom or habit. If please, no. Yeah, this year it's horse year, Chinese horse year. Chinese people use 12 animals to show difference. 12 years. I was born in dog year. Yeah. So the people who was born in this year, he or she is born in horse year. And 12. If this year you are born after 12 years later, that year, horse year will be a horse year again. If you are 12, 24, 36, or something, you will face a big challenge if you don't wear red underwear. Maybe you will face some difficulties. So some people would like to wear red underwears or red belt. So I guess this lady was born in horse year. Do you know what?
Red brown.
Oh yeah, that's great. I found it red. Yeah, but we don't know what color of the underwear.
Yes, it is. Fun. Very happy.
Yeah.
This is nice.
So now, whenever the Chinese New Year, I always remind me that 30 years ago, when I was a small kid. At that time, we have no much money, no much food. So the only thing we would like to do, all we can do, is to buy several firecrackers and fire them to listen it. And these two kids wearing Chinese traditional clothes, and that style is now seldom Chinese kids wearing it. It's about 70 years ago, and the two of them, make obeisance to cupping one hand in another one in front of your chest to show respect for each other. I believe you saw or watched the Chinese film Kung Fu, talking about Kung Fu,
Yeah.
when the two people fight. So
Yeah.
please, to show respect to each other. Okay. Oh, this is
There's
our
the food.
topic.
Yeah.
So it's my favorite food,
Food.
dumpling. I can eat them every day. Yeah, so I always remember when I was a kid, my mom always cooked it for me, and I helped my mom to roll the wrappers. Okay, please. Oh, it's steps of procedures how to make Chinese dumpling.
Is it
Yeah.
jiaozi? Jiaozi? How do you say it? in Mandarin?
饺子. The Mandarin
Yeah.
name 饺子.
Jiaozi.
Yeah, 饺子. The Cantonese, I don't know. So, but it's very easy. I introduce to you. You buy all-purpose flour.
We buy
And-
wonton wrappers.
And put some water in it and make a dough and separate the dough into small pieces and round, and the size is just like a loony or toonie, and use the rolling pin to make it like this. It's a wrappers, and there's a fillings and put it in on it and roll it and squeeze the edge. Done. So,
What's the feeling?
oh yeah, please. Next one. Oh, it's a fillings. I think you can put anything in it. If you like sweet food, you can put in it. If you like meat, if you like vegetable or shrimps, everything you can, chop it and like this. Put salt or anything, spices in it. You can make as you like. Oh,
Wow.
The next one. Oh, the dumplings is ready for cooking.
Ooh, boy, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's easy now, so for cooking. Okay, please. Yeah, you should have a pot and put water in it and make the water boiling. Yeah, and put the dumpling in it and wait. Wait when the water boiling again, and put some cold water in it. And wait. Boiling again, put some cold water in it. 3 times. Then it's done. You can, it's ready. Okay, you can, ladle
So
it
you
out.
boil it 3 times?
3 times?
You boil.
Yeah. 3 times. If
Why?
Why? Because 3 times. If you only
Boil.
1 time, maybe it's raw inside. Maybe it's stick or separate. So not so good. So you have to do it 3
So for these
times.
fillings, it's raw beef or pork. So you want to make sure they're really cooked.
Yeah. And this next line. Right. Okay. It's my favorite dish. It's a garlic. Yeah. But look at the color. It's green, beautiful green color garlic. We call them la ba garlic. Why it's called la ba? La. It's last month. of Chinese year. Ba is the number 8 or 8th. So La Ba it means the 8th day of the last month. So at that day, on that day, you put the garlic into jars and pour the Chinese vinegar in it and wait. Wait about 3 weeks till Chinese New Year. Then the garlic will become such color and taste good. But yeah, we always eat this with dumplings. But now in Canada, yeah, if the weekdays, I can't eat horrible food. So yeah, but you can try it. You can try it. Okay, next time. Oh, it's a Chinese vinegar. You can buy it from TNT or some supermarket. Yeah, you can dip the dumpling in the Chinese vinegar and eat it and dip it and eat it and eat the La Bar garlic with. Yeah, delicious. Okay. Oh, I love dumplings.
Happy Valentine daw.
This is a Chinese character. 我爱 the heart. 饺子 is mean dumplings. 我 me my I heart is love. I love dumpling. Okay, please. Oh, Korean people celebrate Lunar New Year too, because in Asia, maybe China used to be a biggest. Now it's a big country. Yeah, Luns everywhere in Asia. So Korean people celebrate Lunar New Year. Yeah, this traditional clothes of Korean. It is for boy, for girl. Yeah, the lantern. Yeah, the same with Chinese lantern. Okay. Oh, this Korean food. Yeah. Every week we have Chinese food, we have Korean food, we have Canadian food. Oh, yeah. The Korean food is so colorful and delicious, and kimchi. Yeah. The kimchi is a famous dish, right? This. Yeah, if you want to make kimchi, you need garlic, you need pepper powder, and you need ginger, you need a lot of things. Oh, it's how to make kimchi. You need to buy a cabbage, Chinese cabbage or Napa cabbage.
Sweet chard?
It's Napa cabbage. Yeah. And you need apple, pear. Yeah, chopped apple and the pear into small pieces, and garlic and ginger, and the pepper, and put it together and like this, and put all the fillings inside the cabbage, layer and a layer, and put it up into the refrigerator. Yeah, my wife, about 2 years ago, my wife bought a refrigerator for the
Or just for kimchi?
cabbage. Yeah,
Oh,
Like a small one?
yeah. No, it's a special one, only for the kimchi. It's
She
so
can sell
expensive. $1,200. I told her how much kimchi you can buy.
so you can, is it frozen? You can freeze
Now,
them?
you can keep it in
Freeze
the refrigerator
How many?
more than 6 months.
Oh,
So even 1 year, it's kept it fresh. So that's amazing. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, please.
doesn't get bad?
I like kimchi too. Yeah, so yeah, my wife was my classmate. I always thinking about what kind of things we are in common? Oh, these days, when I was preparing this presentation, I found this thing. This garlic. We are in the same, different culture, the same thing as garlic. And yeah, you can eat garlic because it's good to your health, but it smells horrible. But you can buy garlic pills, purified garlic. So yeah, it's no smell, no bad smell. Peace. Oh. Fusion of Chinese. Maybe as my wife. Yeah.
Very cute.
Yeah, and yeah, this is Chinese clothes, and yeah, I will show you something.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah. 7 years ago. 10th anniversary, wedding anniversary.
Oh, beautiful.
This Korean clothes. Yeah. Yeah. So
It's lovely.
this one and this one.
Yeah.
Fusion. Thank you.
One of the many things I had to do today was fill out many, many pieces of paper for the provincial government. As you know, many of us have to do this in our jobs. And what I was working on today was our reporting to our libraries branch about what we've done this year in partnerships in Delta. And I was able to include the many relationships we have built with our settlement workers, so the workers that deal with our newcomers, and now that they are working in our library in George Mackey. And I met Michael, who works for Options
Yeah.
Community Services, when he came to work at our library and sets up a desk and a phone and his Rolodex for newcomers who are now coming to the library as their first stop after the plane to find out where they can get food, where they can get shelter, though probably a little further along the line. So I was very happy to ask Michael to be here today, and I'm just jumping in to say that too.
Well, thank you so much, Michael, for the beautiful presentation. I'm sure you have learned a lot about how to make dumpling and kimchi. And this is the most exciting part of the night for me because I love these recipe books. So I've got about 30 copies in here, and I wanted to know how many families, how many couples we have, so we all can have a copy each. Couple?
Or
Yes.
family.
Our family. Sure. And meanwhile, if you have a question from Michael, you can ask him while I pass these around.
Have a bar fridge.
Michael, when you put meat into your dumplings, do you put it in raw or do you cook it beforehand?
Yeah, we put meat and shrimp, egg, anything.
But do you cook the meat beforehand or do you put it in
No.
raw?
You can cook it before, or you can, put it with the boiling water.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the dough is thin. Yes. Yeah.
No, the kimchi is natural, not vinegar. No vinegar in it.
I'll try to get
Yeah,
one
raw
for
cabbage.
everyone.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, thank you.
Natural.
You don't need one.
Yeah.
You want leave?
Usually goes to everything with me. Creighton's a really good cook, but he worked all day. He just, he was watching the hockey game. Are you going to the, on Saturday to the garden show here? No, we're away this week. Oh, so. Yeah. What all the events are.
May I have everyone's attention, please? Okay. Let's get back to the presentations, everyone. Thank you. Okay, so all the presentations that we have tonight, all the recipes that our presenters will be sharing, they're all in the recipe book with the instructions. So if you do have a question, you can ask right now, or you have the recipe books to take away with you. And next, our presenter is Ms. Mukwinder Ranki. and she'll be presenting on the Indian culture and spices. Mukwinder, thank you. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Mukwinder Rengi, and it's my pleasure to take you all to the enriched journey to Indian spices through Spice Road to Delta. I'm not a public speaker. Usually I flirt with my spices in my kitchen, but please bear with me, and I would like to talk about Indian culture, spices, and the different flavors. As you know, India, it's a vast country. There are 28 provinces and 7 union territories. And you can imagine, 28 flavors, 28 different spices, 28 different cultures. And even in one province, if you travel 100 miles, the flavor changes. So, you can call that India is, epitome of flavors. So it's colorful. In Indian culture, hospitality, it's a symbol of respect. Especially Punjabis, they are very hospitable, and they show their respect by forcing you to eat. So, when you come to a house, regardless, you're offered water, followed by tea, regardless you want it or not. Forced. Yeah. So, but let me tell you the amazing benefits of a good cup of tea. Chai masala. I think Gurpreet, she put some recipes for chai masala. Yes. And we put small samples of tea, chai masala too. A good chai, a cup of chai is you can pause, you can relax, you can unwind yourself. It has usually the chai masala, it has 7 or 8 different spices like cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, and cloves, nutmeg, things like that. And bishop seeds, or we call it ajwain, and fennel seeds. They all have stimulating elements in it. Especially ginger. Ginger is very good. Ginger is in winter, just keep a pot of hot water, boiling hot water with ginger in it, some cinnamon, cardamom, and let it simmer, and you can drink from it, all day you can drink from it. If you have a sore throat, just add a little bit of honey in it, black pepper, they are just home remedies. So it can save you a trip to the doctors for small ailments like bronchitis and cough, sore throat. So these simple recipes, if you look back, like Indian spices, they go back to more than 4,000 or maybe 1,000 years old. So people in those days, they were using the spices to cure themselves of different ailments, and people, they used to grow them at home, organic spices. They were growing, and they were using them they were their own doctors. So I'll encourage you to try this winter. Try a cup of tea if you are sick, and see with the ginger especially, and see the effect of it. Cinnamon, ginger, they all have. Ginger is a good it helps blood circulation. Black pepper, it assists in mental and digestive stimulation. So they're all, most of them, they have a stimulating effect. Food, I'll say food is very important to Indian people, especially Punjabis. all celebrations, their festivities, they start with food and they end with food. I'm sure some of you must have attended some Indian weddings or some functions, and the food is the prime thing. So like they have big buffets, they start with the big appetizers, a lot of appetizers, followed by vegetarian and non-vegetarian buffet, and with lots of condiments and dessert and all that. So it makes you hungry. And when we talk about Indian food, butter chicken. I'm sure everybody loves butter chicken. So it's very popular with all ages. And and one of the prime ingredient in butter chicken is garam masala. So it's called hot spice, not chili wise, but since it has the look at all the different herbs and spices in it, so they all have hot element in it. It's healing elements in it. So like star anise, cardamom, cloves again, and cinnamon, nutmeg. So there, garam masala usually it's a compiled of 13, 14 different spices. So they all have their own individual benefits. You can buy them mixed, already ground spices, or you can just. I prefer that if you buy them whole, and just roast them a little bit. And I have given everything in the recipe, and you have them. So just make small and see the aroma of it. So, and one of the other main ingredient in the spices, like cooking spices, is turmeric, or we call it haldi. And again, in your handouts there is different benefits of turmeric. Like in the kitchen, curries are colorless. So this is a natural color. If it's pure haldi, pure turmeric, it gives a very nice color, golden color to all the curries. And golden milk. If you have non-bleeding injuries, arthritis, inflammation, lot of simple ailments like aches and pains, just boil some milk and put a small teaspoon. Start with a half teaspoon, and just boil it and drink it every night, and you will see that it's anti-cancer. There are a lot of if you see that it says kitchen use, medicinal use, and wounds, bruises and sprains. I remember when I was small, whenever I used to go to my ancestral village for my vacations, and if I get hurt or something, and there were no doctors at that time there, so my aunt used to make a paste with some oil, flour, and turmeric, and just put it on my wound, and it'll just heal. And golden milk again, and there are different for skin problem. Haldi is excellent.
So it's a root? Is that?
It's a root. It's just a family of ginger.
Oh.
Yeah. So
So you put it on the milk? Put it in boil?
the powder,
Oh, not the fresh
powder
one.
you can get, yeah.
Can you have the fresh one?
Or you can have fresh one, yes. From the Fruticana they have it, and then you just you can either crush it at the same time and add it a little bit, or just buy. And there's the Galloway's. They have organic turmeric, so you can buy it from there. And religiously, it has very importance, the turmeric. At the same time, culturally, turmeric is the king of spices, and it's in olden times it was because it's yellow in color, so they consider it sun spice because it's just like reminds them of sun. Culturally, when regardless of groom, bride, before their marriage, a day before, night before, they there is a ceremony. This is called Vatana. Just, some turmeric, oil, and some water, make a paste. And it's a ceremony that, everybody just rub, all the friends and family, they rub the Vatana on this paste on their arms and face and legs. Now it's just a ceremonial thing, but in olden times, when people were working in the fields, and they were all like, dirty, and they were preparing themselves for the wedding to look, because it's a natural skin cleanser, and it glows. It gives a glow to your skin. So night before the wedding, they just do this ceremony to make the bride and groom look beautiful. But now we just do it. It's just a ceremony. Same with the religious way. In the temples, they just they pour haldi water on the deities, and they put that symbol. So turmeric is very important. It goes back. The history of turmeric goes back 4,000 years ago. It was used as the culinary spice, and can you believe the world's 100%, like the world, India is the grower of world's turmeric. 80% of it consumed in India. So 20% is that they export. Yeah. So you can see that haldi is the prime thing. So in olden times, like not very old, when I was small, I remember that when I even though I grew up in city, but during the vacation we'll just love to go to our ancestral village, and my aunt, she never light a fresh fire every day. Like here, every day in the morning we just light a fresh stove or whatever, oven, because there was a fire pit continuously burning, and there was water on it, so that gas doesn't matter if they're there for 1 hour or 1 day or 1 week. They were all offered tea, lunch, dinner, as they needed. And my memories of my village is that in the morning we didn't have electricity at that time, and my alarm was churning the milk. Somebody was churning the milk, and that was a music to me. And then after that, every day they were, now we buy stone ground flour, we buy gluten-free flour and all that, but after the milk is done, like churning the milk, you make a fresh buttermilk, yogurt, fresh butter, and then after that, my aunt or her helpers, they'll stone grind all the wheat and fresh millets and all that. So then it'll be all fresh, and then they'll make fresh chapati. And they were digested in maybe within 2 hours or so, because of their freshness. And the process of churning the milk and grinding the wheat and all that, it was like music to my ears. So, and I miss it because now everywhere the life is it's a modernization, and nobody has time to do all those things. And another thing, in those days, people were more self-sufficient. They grew their own, my aunt used to tell me that the only thing she bought was salt. Nothing else in the villages. People just bought salt, and that's all. Because they grow their own, starting with the tea. I mean, they never drank tea. Milk, it was home milk and the milk products. And then the breakfast was all fresh. They had everything in their fields. Then lentils, vegetables, rice, even oil, mustard oil. They used mustard oil. and sugar cane. So like now everybody says their molasses are very good. So they have their own molasses. They had their own jaggery or gur. We call it gur and jaggery. That's the brown sugar, the solid one. So and those were beautiful days. So in the end, we can I can go on and on. I know that we have more speakers, but as there's a saying for Punjabis that people, they eat to live, but Punjabis, they live to eat.
Pinder, for sharing the spices and all the natural remedies. I mean, I didn't know much, but from now on, if I have any ailments, I'll definitely rely on turmeric. So. And at this point, I would like to acknowledge our school trustee, Ms. Donna Burke. She's among us today. Yeah. And also wanted to share that we have a a photo essay contest happening in the Delta School District. So please do encourage your children or your grandchildren to participate and submit entries through photos and describe through photos how they see their community, So just wanted to share that with you. And how about we take a break and enjoy some refreshments before going to our next presentation? Yeah, is that fine? Fatma? Yeah. So we have spiced tea, we have some samosas, and we have Chinese dumpling, and also a Sri Lankan cuisine. I keep forgetting the name. All catered by different individuals, different restaurants. Spice rich, just wanted to remind you. It may be a little spicy for some of us, but we ordered medium, so hopefully you can all enjoy the spices.
Please let us know if you have any nut allergies. I'm Telly, and I am a Turkish chef. I live in Ladner, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Turkish culture and the spices. So I was born actually in Germany, and I grew up in Canada, and then went back to Turkey and lived for 10 years there. Found a hot husband and came back. A hot husband. And so now we're living in Canada, and I have a son who's 19, turning 30. So I wanted to, Turkey, I know everybody may know, Turkey, when they say Turkey, actually the right pronunciation for Turkey is Türkiye. So when people say where you're from, I say Turkey, and they don't know, and I have to say Turkey. And so I just wanted to let you know the right pronunciation of the country. Turkey is situated in Anatolia and the Balkan. It's bordering the Black Sea. Turkish cuisine is a fusion of Central Asia, Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, and the Balkan cuisine. So the use of spices and herbs are very important in Turkish cooking. Turkish cuisine is healthy, nutritious, and Turks are traditionalists in their cuisine and culinary taste. So spicing becomes a very crucial to add flavor to the Turkish dishes is very crucial. So we have a lot of spices, but the main ones I want to talk about, 2 spices today that you may or may have not heard. So the first one is sumac. Long before the arrival of lemons in Turkey and in the Middle East, sumac was used as one of the principal souring agents. So I do have some on my table over there, so you can actually take a little bit and taste it too. It's very good. Sumac, sumac is a shrub. It's a small tree which produces reddish or purple berries in the late summer, early autumn. These are picked just before they're ripened and left to dry in the sun. The sumac powder can also be put on the salads. Sumac also loves dairy products. So if you have a salty, pungent cheese, you can sprinkle some on there. Creamy yogurt especially the Balkan yogurts in the container. It says Balkan yogurt. The reason why it says like it's a creamy one, it's a thick one that you can cut with a knife. If you don't have that, you can take the regular yogurt, just sieve it in some cheese cloth, and it becomes thick, and then put some sumac on top of it, and then just you can spoon it and eat it that way. It's just lovely. Feta is a must, so take some feta, sprinkle some oregano and some sumac on top of it. It's a beautiful side or an appetizer. Put some toothpicks. Have people, eat those cut the feta into squares. I'm giving recipes away. Feta cheese, yeah. You can also take tomatoes, cucumbers, and then just combine them all together like here. Tomatoes, cucumbers, and onions, and then sprinkle some sumac on there. And I don't know if you all know the halloumi cheese that you fry, which the Greeks used too. After you've fried the halloumi cheese, once you take it off, just sprinkle some of the sumac on top of it. Gives it a very distinct taste to it. Sumac is a spice has also been frequently used for medicinal purposes. It's a healthy benefits, including promoting healthy digestion, easing up the stomach, and reduces fever symptoms. Sumac berries and sumac spices are also said to contain antioxidants. Now, of course, you don't take the sumac powder and you drink it. Sumac is usually sold as a powder in most of the Mediterranean stores. But if you can find the berries, because I'm sure that they do have some here, what you do is you soak them in tap water or hot water, and then it releases all the acids to make a drink. And then you filter it twice through a cheesecloth or a coffee filter, and you drink that, and that will make your stomach feel better, all the good things that I just mentioned, the digestion and all that. So in the food, mostly what we use it for is we add it to parsley and onions. When you add the sumac to parsley and onions, it kind of kills it. So when you have a side dish and you want onions next to it, especially when we have like kebab dishes and kofta dishes, you don't want to put just onions. They're raw. But when you put slice the onions up, put some sumac on it, put some parsley, and then kind of squeeze it with your hands and getting all the juices out, and it kind of wilts, makes it all wilts. And then that lemon taste combines a very nice taste to it. So then you can put it next to your kofta. And then this is the hummus. You can also put it on top of hummus. It's a delicious new, and put a little olive oil on top of the hummus with some sumac. It tastes really good. Like I said, you can find sumac in local Eastern markets, Persian markets. You'll likely go to some, you'll go to some of them in downtown area or North Vancouver. They have a lot of that. And so, like I said, sumac is used in kofta, and that's the recipe I've given to you. It's in your cards. They don't have the pictures, but so what you do is the ingredients that I've given you, you just combined it. And what we do in our kofta, we do put an egg and bread and onions and parsley, sumac, and the salt and pepper, cumin, and oregano, if I didn't forget the recipe. Combined it all up. I let it sit for a while so you want the spices to all come out. Make them into little sausages. You can either barbecue them or you can pan fry them. Put them on a shish kebab. Wet your hands and put them on a shish kebab. And it's kind of a nice way of serving it differently, right? Rather than making little meatballs. The next spice I want to speak to you about is mahleb. You've probably not heard of this. Mahleb is mostly a baking spice used in pastries, cookies, and bread. So the mahleb spice is obtained from the seeds of the St. Lucy's cherry. It's an aromatic spice derived from pulverizing the pits of the cherry into a white powder. So these are the cherries, the pits of the cherry. Its flavor is similar to a combination of bitter almond and cherry. So mahleb powder is used in small quantities. It's sharp. so not too much. Also pairs well with dairy to make pudding. So if you do make pudding at home, not the box kind, you have to put the milk into the pan and put the starch and stir and put the sugar and a little bit of mahleb, and let it thicken, sit for a while, and it's really very tasty. You can also actually treat the mahleb like a nutmeg. So what we do is traditional sweets are made with it. We have a lot of cookies and breads that are made with mahleb in Turkey. So you would have this. I have the mahleb there too. Don't go without smelling it. It's totally different. You can find this in some of the Middle Eastern stores. You'd have to look around. I bring mine from Turkey, so I should have got an address for you guys, but my card's there. You can email me. I will let you know.
Just bring it into the restaurant.
There you go.
Come and get it.
So I'm going to transport you all to Istanbul. So this is Istanbul, the biggest bazaar. It is a spice bazaar in Istanbul. I don't know if any of you have gone to Turkey. The Spice Bazaar in Istanbul is not only a great place to buy spices, but also where you can pick up dried fruit, nuts, tea, candy, and caviar. It's well visited, by tourists, and many of the vendors all speak English. You would be surprised. Traditional Turkish food is usually not spicy, but some regions do enjoy the hot spices. Sauces and seasonings are often used, but tend to be light and simple and don't overpower the natural flavors of the foods. Most common used seasonings include garlic and cinnamon, mint, dill, parsley. So as you can see, we do have a lot of tourists that come around, and we have our, they just love talking to tourists. They just welcome them inside. And then the traditional thing to do when you go into a carpet or into a spice market is they would offer you tea. It's apple tea. So you would get that, and they would talk to you about all the things that they're selling. Let's go on to the next one. So vegetable dishes. Vegetable dishes are very, that's most of the things that we do in Turkey. Like, often people ask me what I do with eggplant when I'm in the in the market, sorry. I pick out eggplants, and and the lady next to me goes, "So what are you gonna do with that?" And so they want recipes. And most of the things that we do with eggplant is we stuff it, and so it's eaten two ways, cold and hot. So the hot one would be with stuffing it with beef and rice and spices and tomatoes and tomato paste. And the other way of doing it would be cold. We stuff it with rice and currants and pine nuts and olive oil. All the food is cooked in olive oil. The stuffed potato, these are eggplants stuffed in onions. So you onions and parsley and a little bit of sugar that makes it really taste nice. The onions, if you put sugar in it, throws out the beautiful taste of the onions. So we have the dolmais that you just eaten. I don't have the recipe for that for you here, but I got my card. I know I should have put that recipe in there too. So what's inside the dolmais is rice, and then we have the spices, the salt and pepper, and my special size I can't, stop. We have pine nuts, we have currants, the small ones, the tiny ones, and we have a little bit of allspice and cinnamon. Not to kill you all, yum. So, we love our breakfasts. Turkish people, and you would think this is, you're joking, but it isn't. We don't have it every day, but on the weekends, traditionally, we love our breakfast, and I have, my son has grown up with this on the weekends. Like, we have to have all of them. We have to have a common Turkish breakfast, tea, butter, cheese, olive, tomatoes, eggs, green pepper, cucumbers, honey, and jams, and lots of jams. It's got to be your grandmother's jam, your aunt's jam. They stop by and they don't see their jam there, you're dead. because she made it for you to put on the table. So another thing that's very popular is our Turkish coffee. We do have Turkish coffee after we have dinner because it's good for your digestion. So Turkish coffee digests the food, so makes you feel much better. People may say, okay, caffeine or whatever, but we have it after dinner. And of course, baklava. Now the green ones are pistachio. We have all different kinds of baklava. They're not all different. They're all walnut and pistachio, but they're just all cut differently. So we rarely have the almond one, but it's usually pistachio and walnut, and butter. Julia Child said everything's good with butter. So the most, what I want to talk to you, the last thing I want to say is homemade food is still preferred as a Turkish people's must. So although the newly, the newly introduced way of life pushes the generation to eat out, Turkish people generally prefer to eat at home. So we're always eating at home. And I hope you liked the presentation. Stop by at my table. There's some stuff that you can check out, and I'll open up some Turkish lokum for you, which is Turkish delights, and you can have a bit of that. Thank you very much. Oh, any questions?
Yeah, is your restaurant on your card?
I'm a personal chef, so I go to, I cater out of a rented kitchen, and I cater home. I'm going to, hopefully, in one day, I'm planning
But
to
you're
have
based here in Ladner?
I'm in Ladner, I'm in downtown, so there's a couple kitchens that I work out of. Yeah,
Are they on your card?
they are.
Okay.
Well, I have my websites on the card, and people order through there.
You can go and make it cheer.
Thank you so much, Fatma. I'm sure you'll be very busy in the upcoming days or weeks as we have a lot of catering demands. That sounds like it, right? Anyways, well, it's time for a giveaway, or I'll just put it as a quiz. So we had the snacks, we had the food that we had out tonight. I was just wondering if one of you could recognize some of the spices that were used in the food. So if you could name 3 of them, you'll win a spice bag. Any volunteers?
Cardamom,
No, I just want one person to respond.
Masala.
Garam masala? Do we have garam masala in one of our...
Were there samosas?
we have,
Then yes.
yes, thank you. Well, you win a spice bag.
Oh, good for you.
Any other spices? I mean,
Star
there were
anise.
tons.
Star anise.
Star anise.
Garlic.
Yes, I'm surprised nobody named garlic.
Oh.
Yeah, we had plenty of garlic used in the food there. So.
That's
Anyways,
not a spice.
well, it's a fruit. It's a root herb.
We learn about it as a spice.
I consider it spice. Well, garlic actually comes in powder form too, right?
In the spice department. No.
Anyway, there's no arguments. Okay, we are gonna move on to our last presentation, and it's going to be on Sri Lankan cuisine and culture. Can we please have Ms. Jeannie Yorenti come up? Mentioned that we had a 5th presenter from Venezuela. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it tonight because she couldn't find a babysitter for her kids. But she did a wonderful presentation last night, and maybe in one of our upcoming events or future events, we'll have her to present on Venezuelan culture and food. Jeannie, are you ready? Yeah. Yes, you can come up. Thank you.
Ginny, and are you Bowen? You must be wondering what that is. Are you Bowen? That means have a good day. It really means have a long life. I hope it's happy and healthy. Long life. So welcome to the. It's called the Emerald Island. We've been called so many names, but you probably know it as Sri Lanka. And compared to all the countries like Turkey and India that went before me, we are a tiny little speck in the Indian Ocean. So yeah, you can change this. So it's about 10,000 miles from Canada. So we've come so far away, and it's about 250 miles in length and about 100 miles. So you can just kind of travel around it if you get into a car and drive fast. But now the roads are really improved. We have highways, and earlier it took a couple of days to get from one end to the other. So the peninsula here, the Jaffna, that's kind of, we are nestled in the Indian Ocean, just below India. So this is the Jaffna Peninsula, and then this is the lower part where the ocean is towards the sea coast area. So it's quite warm year-round. It's really beautiful temperature. In the central province, that's where I come from, around here, it can get cool. It doesn't get severely cold, but we have a lot of rain. So the monsoon season starts around October. Then, September, October, those are the rainy periods. But we can get hot rain. If you ever experience hot rain shower, that would be in Sri Lanka. Just like in Hawaii, probably sometimes, yeah. So it's really beautiful, and I'll show you that little bit of the country, kind of from a tourist perspective. I don't have a travel agency, but we'll go to the next slide. Yeah. So as you land and you just take a drive towards the seaside, this is what you will see. Beautiful beaches, white sandy beaches. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, you can go fast on this. So it's all beautiful. Coconut tree is a big symbol of Sri Lanka. We are famous for our coconuts. And long before the organic coconuts came on the market, like that bottle there that they're selling for like $10, we had coconuts all, and I think it was organic because nobody put any fertilizer or nobody put any chemicals. And my own family owns some coconut estates, and it's almost it. So I should wind up. So there's no more slides, right? This is some of the fruits I just wanted to mention. This is called a mangosteen, and you get that in Thailand and Vietnam and all those places too. This is actually a cocoa plant. Cacao, they call it cacao, from Mexico, Guatemala. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, if you want to know more information about this, there are some brochures.
Ginny, the coconut thing, haven't showed it.
The coconut bottle, this is an organic coconut, which we buy here. You don't get that in Sri Lanka. Yes. It's organic coconuts. And one last thing, so the classes are in this book. Pick it up at the library, and there are some copies here. I'm happy to share what I know with you. And this is a book that I have written a few years ago as a fundraiser for tsunami. So tsunami is long gone, and I sent some money, and I think we did a big dinner for Sri Lankan dinner at the community center once, and we had 100 people show up, and so they supported me, and we raised $4,000, and that was able to build a house in Sri Lanka for tsunami victims, one house. So I was very happy. So I think today some lucky winner is going to go home with this book. It's a door prize, and if others want, I'm out of print of it, I'm trying to print it, but in the meantime it's available on my website. So if you take this with you, there's a sum on that table there. You can go to my website and you can download it, just print it yourself, so very inexpensively. So thank you for coming, and any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
I moved to Ladner with my family in 2006, and when I was looking for a home with a real estate agent, here in Ladner, I found quite a few that had 2 kitchens.
Yeah.
And somebody said that would be, your people from India. And I was like, why are there 2 kitchens?
Because when we cook it, the Indian cooking, it's very strong. We use garlic, ginger, and all the spices.
Garam masala.
Garam masala and all that.
Smell. Beautiful smell.
Yeah, it's beautiful smell. It makes my mouth water.
Yeah.
But sometimes the whole house starts.
Oh.
It takes time to
Yeah.
to
clear the air.
clear the air. So that's why for the strong spicy, that is spice kitchen. That's what they call it.
Yes.
Spice kitchen. It's only when you're cooking with the strong spices. And you
They
close
were
it.
smaller and had
It's
windows.
smaller, and then it has a very strong fan. Yeah.
Thank you. So thank you very much. And one thing, did you enjoy those little patties? They are similar to samosa. So those are Sri Lankan patties, and there were 2 kinds there. And they came from this restaurant. No, I have to say I didn't make them. But they came from, this is a little new restaurant that has opened up in North Delta. It's
Actually, on the Surrey side of 120th.
Surrey side of 120th. It's right at the corner, 88,
Yeah, 88.
88 and 120th. And it's right in the corner. It's a little takeout food. It's a young family here. They have a tiny little girl. And so it's just a takeout restaurant, and some patties are from there. So there are brochures there too. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minnie. That was a lot of spices to learn about and take away all the remedies tonight. So I feel like I won't need more medication from now on. Right, I think it's time for some door prizes right now. So can we please have Jillian to do the draws for us, please? And Doug? You have been quiet all night.
Still here. You have to be present to win. Myrna? Demonkos? Demonkos? All right, so we have a prize here. Go.
Yeah.
I'll hold it, you hold it.
Pat Bowling.
Yay.
There's a steamer for dumplings. We'll have to get Michael to teach you how to make dumplings. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Okay, which is this? This is for the mortar and pestle. What is it? I don't.
Mortar and pestle.
Donna Wong.
Yeah, do we have Advanced City staff here?
Do you have any
Do we
dance?
still have Advanced City staff?
Nope.
No. I just wanted to acknowledge that Advanced City donated a door prize as well to our program. I just wanted to thank them for their support all the time. Just wanted to let you know that they're a great financial institution for any financial need. You can always rely on Advanced City.
And they're a terrific community supporter, an absolutely fabulous community supporter.
How come I became the Vanna here?
I know.
Villarino.
Me!
Che? Che?
Okay, do you want to say something? My name is Cez. I'm a Filipino. I used to have a nursing home. I have a Chanika farm. If you want to see about healthy cooking with Salad Master, and if you want to plant some turmeric, whatever, I have a space. 56th and 28th Avenue, okay? And Jeannie will be having a cooking class somewhere around March 8th, okay? No obligation to invest in anything, just education, okay? Thank you for winning. There you go. Sun City is my mortgage company. I lost my nursing home, and I have a Tenant farm, I still have it.
Thank you, Cez.
Okay, that's it for door prize.
That's it for our door prizes. Congratulations to all the winners. And we also have spice bags, but we only have about 29. Yeah. So I think the best bet would be to draw names for those as well, just because we want to be fair. Because if I go in a row, then
You know what?
nobody in the back will.
But we don't have to go in rows.
No.
We're Canadian. There are 29 bags. When we run out, we run out. Well, why don't we put those just outside the door so we don't clog up into your heads? And then Canadian capitalism can take over and you can sell your bags. Before we leave, quickly, enjoy the tables. And you can push
Pat,
chairs
did you want
back.
to say something? Yeah, the tables.
And thank you very much for
Thanks for
to
coming,
our day.
everybody.